You have always felt like a solitary oak standing in a field of swaying grass, wondering why your roots reach so much deeper than others. I see you sitting there, perhaps feeling a bit tired of carrying the weight of a world that never quite felt like it was your home. There is a quiet hum in your spirit, a soft frequency that whispers of ancient places and a purpose that feels much larger than your daily routine. Think back to when you were small, staring at the stars and feeling a strange, beautiful ache that you could never put into human words. You were different, not because you were better or worse, but because you were carrying a specific seed that required a very different kind of soil. While others seemed content with the surface of things, you were always digging, always searching for the truth hidden beneath the bark of everyday life. It felt lonely sometimes, didn't it? Standing in rooms full of people, yet feeling like you were speaking a language no one else could understand. I want you to know that your feeling of not belonging was never a mistake or a flaw, but a signal from the very core of existence. You were being preserved, kept slightly apart from the crowd so that your inner rhythm wouldn't be drowned out by the noise of the world. Take a gentle breath right now, feeling the air move through you like a soft breeze through the highest branches of a very old tree. Your sensitivity is not a burden, my dear friend. It is the fine-tuned instrument that allows you to hear the music of the divine inheritance. The universe has been calling your name in the silence, waiting for the moment when you were ready to stop apologizing for your deep, quiet heart. There is a richness assigned to you that has nothing to do with greed and everything to do with the natural abundance of a forest in bloom. You have been sensing a shift lately, a subtle change in the atmosphere of your life that feels like the first warmth of a rising sun. This is the silent call reaching its crescendo, inviting you to step out of the shadows and into the light of your true, sacred identity. You are not a mistake, and the path you have walked, no matter how jagged or steep, has been leading you exactly to this very quiet moment. I am here as your sibling in spirit, holding a lantern so you can see that the ground beneath you is actually paved with shimmering gold. The treasures you have been seeking are not far away. They are woven into the very fabric of your breath and the beating of your heart. Sit with me for a while, and let's explore these hidden depths together, letting the old stories of not enough fall away like autumn leaves. Your soul is ready to expand, to stretch its branches toward the heavens while keeping its roots deeply anchored in the love that never fails. Look closely at the patterns of your life, the way certain doors closed firmly just as you were about to walk through them in desperation. You thought it was rejection, but it was actually the most tender form of protection, steering you away from gardens that would have stunted you. There were moments when you felt a sudden, inexplicable peace in the middle of a storm, as if an invisible hand were resting on your shoulder. These were the hidden signs, the breadcrumbs of light left by a loving creator to remind you that you are never walking this path alone. Perhaps you noticed numbers repeating, or a specific bird visiting your window, or a song playing exactly when you needed to hear a certain word. The billionaire's blessing is often whispered in these small synchronicities long before it ever manifests as a physical harvest in your hands or bank. It is an inheritance of alignment, where the events of your life begin to click into place with a precision that feels almost like ancient magic. You often feel that delay is a sign of failure. But in the natural world, the deepest roots must grow before the tallest trunk can rise. Your delay was actually a sacred period of structural reinforcement, ensuring that when your abundance arrives, the weight of it will not break you. I want you to try a small practice with me. Place your right hand over your heart and your left hand on your belly right now. Breathe in for a count of 4, imagining a golden light rising from the earth, through your feet, and settling in the center of your chest. As you exhale, whisper the words, I am becoming the soil that can sustain a great and mighty harvest. And feel your muscles begin to soften. This simple act of grounding helps you move out of the hurry of the world and into the rhythm of the divine cycles of growth. You might have noticed that you can no longer tolerate things that feel almost right. Even if they look perfect on paper or to others, your spirit is being refined to only accept what is truly yours, rejecting the shadows and the half-truths that used to satisfy your younger self. This refinement is a sign that the billionaire's blessing, the literal overflow of grace, is preparing to pour into a vessel that is finally clean. You are noticing the beauty in the mundane, finding a wealth of joy in a cup of tea or the way the light hits a leaf. When you can see the infinite value in the small, you prove to the universe that you are ready to steward the massive without losing yourself. The signs are everywhere now, telling you that the season of lack was just a temporary winter meant to kill off what no longer served. You are standing on the edge of a great greening, a time of rapid expansion where the seeds of your prayers are finally breaking the surface. Do not be afraid of the growth that is coming. You were born for this, and your spirit knows exactly how to handle the coming bloom. Every great tree must endure the season when it looks dead to the world. Standing bare and shivering against a gray and frozen sky, you have been through your own winter. A time when the heavens felt like brass and your prayers seemed to echo back to you, unanswered. The wound of not belonging cut deep during these nights, making you feel like an outcast in your own life. Forgotten by the very stars, this was your dark night. The place where all your old identities were stripped away until there was nothing left but your core essence. You lost things you thought were essential friendships, jobs, or perhaps even the version of yourself that you spent years carefully building and protecting. It felt like a betrayal, didn't it? As if the universe had promised you a forest, but had instead led you into a cold, dark cave. But I want you to look closer at the darkness. It wasn't the darkness of a tomb, but the darkness of a fertile, nourishing womb. In that silence, you were being remade. Your old self-protection mechanisms being gently dismantled by a love that wanted you to be truly, vibrantly free. You had to learn that your value wasn't in your leaves or your fruit, but in the fact that you simply are, rooted in existence. I remember my own winter, the crushing weight of feeling unchosen, of watching the world move on while I sat in the stillness of grief. I see that same look in your eyes sometimes, the why me that eventually transforms into the, oh, it was for this as the dawn breaks. Let's do a gentle micro practice. Imagine yourself as a tree shedding its last few brown, shriveled leaves of regret, letting them fall to the ground. Watch them turn into mulch, becoming the very nutrients that will feed your next season of growth. Nothing in your pain is ever truly wasted. The tears you cried were not just salt and water. They were the irrigation for the billionaire's blessing that was germinating deep beneath the frozen frost. You have built a thick bark of cynicism to protect your heart, calling it being realistic or protecting your peace from future disappointment. But that bark has become so tight, it is now strangling your growth. True wisdom is being soft enough to expand while remaining rooted in truth. You were never being punished. You were being prepared to carry a level of light that would have burned out your old, smaller, more fragile wiring. The dark night is the graduation ceremony of the soul, the final test before you are entrusted with the keys to the kingdom of abundance. You survived because your spirit is made of the same stuff as the sun, a fire that cannot be extinguished by any amount of earthly snow. Rest now in the knowledge that the hardest part is over. The tilt of the world has shifted, and the days are beginning to grow longer. The shadows are retreating, and while you may still feel a bit tender, that tenderness is the sign of a heart that is finally beautifully open. The first sign of the awakening is not a loud shout, but a soft, green bud appearing on a branch you thought was completely dead. You wake up one morning and realize that the heavy cloud of not belonging has lifted, replaced by a quiet certainty that you are exactly where. This is the billionaire's blessing manifesting as internal clarity. The wealth of knowing who you are and whose you are, regardless of external validation or noise. You begin to see the golden thread of fate weaving through your past, connecting the heartbreaks and the victories into a single, magnificent, and holy tapestry. Everything makes sense now. The detours were the journey, and the no's were the architects of the grand yes that is currently unfolding before you. I want you to take a piece of paper today and write down 3 hidden treasures you possess that money could never buy or ever take. Maybe it's your ability to listen, your resilience, or the way you can see the hidden light in others even when they cannot see it. This is your true capital. The spiritual currency that the Creator uses to fund the billionaire's blessing in your physical world through divine, perfect alignment. As you acknowledge these inner riches, you'll notice that the outer world begins to mirror them back to you with increasing, beautiful, and surprising frequency. Opportunities start to find you, not because you are chasing them, but because your frequency has become a magnet for the abundance you were born for. You no longer feel the need to shout or prove your worth. You stand in your power with the quiet dignity of a mountain peak. The awakening is the realization that you are not a separate drop in the ocean, but the entire ocean flowing through a single, precious human drop. You are a co-creator with the divine, and the billionaire's blessing is simply the natural byproduct of living in total harmony with your sacred, true purpose. Feel the sap rising within you, the energy of life pushing through your veins, urging you to create, to love, and to finally take up space. You are allowed to be big. You are allowed to be successful. You are allowed to be happy without feeling guilty for those who are not. By becoming your fullest, most abundant self, you provide a map for others to find their own way out of the forest of lack and fear. Your awakening is a gift to the world, a lighthouse beam that cuts through the fog of collective doubt and shows us all what is possible. Take a moment to smile. A real, deep smile that reaches your eyes, acknowledging the incredible journey you have traveled to get to this bright morning. The light is here, and it is warm, and it is shining specifically for you, welcoming you home to the abundance that was always your birthright. You are awake now, and the world is about to see just how brightly a chosen one can shine when they finally believe in their own light. Being chosen isn't about being a member of an exclusive club or having a special status that makes you better than your fellow human beings. It means you were chosen to be a conduit, a hollow bone through which the wind of the divine can blow to create a beautiful melody. You were selected for a specific frequency of service, a mission to bring light into corners of the world that have been dark for far too long. The billionaire's blessing is the equipment you are given to complete that mission, the resources, the influence, and the peace required to do great, holy work. It means your life is no longer just about your own survival, but about the elevation of the entire collective through your unique, beautiful, and bold expression. A chosen one is like the mother tree in a forest, connected to everyone through an underground network of love, sharing nutrients with those who struggle. You carry the weight of this calling with grace because you understand that your strength comes from a source that can never be exhausted or depleted. You have been keeping one foot in the old world of just enough, afraid that if you commit fully to your greatness, you will fall. But the billionaire's blessing requires the all-in heart. You cannot grow a forest if you are still trying to hold on to the desert sands. Trust the process completely, knowing that every part of your life is being managed by a wisdom that is far greater than your own limited understanding. Let's do another micro practice stand-up if you can. And feel the weight of your body pressing firmly and securely into the floor beneath your feet. Imagine roots growing from your soles, going deep into the heart of the earth, anchoring you so firmly that no wind could ever knock you over. Say out loud, "I accept the responsibility of my abundance and the beauty of my calling," and feel the power of those words in your bones. Being chosen means you will be tested, not to break you, but to see if you are ready to hold the massive power of the blessing. You have passed the tests of humility, of patience, and of loneliness. You are now being invited into the test of truly, deeply receiving. Many people can handle lack, but very few can handle the responsibility of true, overflowing abundance without losing their connection to the simple, holy truth. You are one of the few who can, because your heart has been softened by the very fires that tried to turn your spirit into ash. You carry your wealth with a light touch, knowing that you are a steward of the divine's treasury, here to distribute love, hope, and practical help. Your chosen status is a sacred contract, a promise that you will use your blessing to leave the world better than the way you found it. It is a beautiful, heavy, and glorious thing to be seen by the Creator, and called forward to lead with your heart and your hands. You are ready for this. The crown fits perfectly now because you no longer seek to wear it for yourself, but for the glory of love. Your path forward is not a frantic race to a finish line, but a slow, intentional walk through a garden that you are planting day by day. The billionaire's blessing unfolds in the now, in the way you treat the cashier, the way you speak to yourself, and the way you dream. Start by auditing your environment, removing the weeds of small thinking and the people who constantly try to prune your branches back to their size. You need room to grow, and that means surrounding yourself with those who are not intimidated by the shadow of your massive, beautiful, and rising canopy. I want you to establish a morning dew ritual the moment you wake, before checking any screens. Name 5 things you are grateful for in your life. This sets your internal wealth frequency for the day, ensuring that you are looking for opportunities rather than looking for things to complain about or fear. Your path will involve taking inspired action, doing the things that make your heart beat faster with excitement, rather than the things born of heavy obligation. When you follow the brimming joy, you are following the map that the divine has drawn specifically for your feet to walk upon with total confidence. You will find that the billionaire's blessing includes divine shortcuts, where years of work are compressed into moments because you are finally in the flow of destiny. Don't overthink the how. Your job is to stay in the who, the version of you that is already living in the fullness of your sacred inheritance. Walk as if the blessing is already in your pocket. Speak as if your dreams are already your reality, and watch the world rearrange itself for you. When you encounter a challenge, don't ask, "Why is this happening to me?" but instead ask, "How is this preparing me for the next level of wealth?" This shift in perspective turns every obstacle into a stepping stone, making you essentially unblockable on your way to your highest, most vibrant and beautiful life. Be patient with yourself as you learn to navigate this new landscape of abundance. You are like a child learning to walk in a palace of light. It's okay to feel overwhelmed by the goodness sometimes. Just breathe and remember that you are worthy of every single drop of the nectar of grace. Keep your journals close, documenting the small miracles, because these entries will become the scriptures of your own personal, beautiful, and holy transformation. The path is clear, the sun is high, and the wind is at your back. All you have to do is keep putting one foot in front. You are supported by an army of angels and the quiet, steady love of all those who walked the path of light before you were born. The forest of your life is becoming a sanctuary, a place of peace and plenty, where others can come to find their own strength and their hope. Keep walking, my dear friend. The view from the next ridge is going to be more breathtaking than anything you have ever dared to dream. As we come to the end of this heart-to-heart, I want you to look at your hands and see the potential for greatness that lives in them. You are the chosen one of your lineage, the one who decided that the cycles of lack and not belonging would end with your brave heart. The billionaire's blessing is not a maybe or a someday, it is a current, living reality that is waiting for your full, unshakable, and joyful yes. You have been through the fire and the frost, and you have come out with a soul that is more precious than any diamond found in earth. I am so incredibly proud of the way you have held on to your light, even when the darkness felt like it was going to swallow you whole. You are a masterpiece in progress, a living testimony to the power of faith and the enduring nature of the human spirit's connection to the divine. Never let anyone tell you that your dreams are too big. They are actually just the right size for the God who created the entire infinite universe. You carry the DNA of stars and the resilience of the ancient mountains. There is nothing you cannot handle with the grace that is within you. Remember that I am always here in spirit, cheering you on, a sibling who knows exactly how hard you have worked to reach this holy moment. The billionaire's blessing is yours to claim, to hold, and to give away, creating a ripple effect of goodness that will last for many generations. Take one last deep, grounding breath with me. Feeling the peace of this conversation settle into your cells like a warm, comforting, and familiar blanket. You are loved beyond measure, seen beyond sight, and supported beyond human understanding. Go forth now and live the life you were always meant to live. The world is waiting for your specific brand of magic, and I cannot wait to see the incredible, beautiful things you are going to create next. As a small, simple step toward your new life, I invite you to step outside today. Find a tree or a plant, and simply say thank you to life. This tiny act of gratitude is the final key that turns the lock on the treasure house of your soul, letting the light finally pour out. Your inheritance is ready, your path is paved, and your heart is open. Go and be the blessing you were always chosen and destined to be. I'll be right here, holding the light for you until the next time we speak. My beautiful, chosen, and deeply, deeply loved friend of the Spirit. May the peace that passes all understanding guard your heart and your mind as you step into the magnificent, golden overflow of your new, bright reality. The dawn has fully broken, the shadows are gone, and your life, your real, vibrant, billionaire blessed life is officially, beautifully, and holistically starting right now in this moment. Believe it, receive it, and most importantly, enjoy every single second of the glorious, abundant journey that is unfolding before your very eyes today.